Did that sound pretty high? It felt pretty high as I played it. Hang on for a little while here and I'll play it in a more sensible euphonium key. I'll also give you music that you can use yourself to practice this. I'm doing today the Strauss First Horn Concerto in E flat. This is Richard Strauss. And I think it's true among musicians, it's believed anyway, that if you want to be a good musician, you have to practice good music. Extending that further, if you want to be a great musician, you need to practice great music. The Arbon book is one of my favorite things to practice from. It's got well over 100 short musical examples that'll help develop your musical phrasing. But this example here now gets into much more sophisticated phrasing, long phrases that lead somewhere, and you of course have to take part in that and lead the listener right to where the phrase is going. This is great practice for all of us. Today I'm playing right off of the horn part directly and having to transpose mentally. To help you try the same thing yourself, I've written out a euphonium version of this part. I'll do it in treble and bass clef for you, and that way you can practice it more easily. Either in the high range part, the one I just played is the range the horn would play in, so the notes sound the same pitches as the horn plays. In the second example I'll play in just a second, I'm going to move it down to the euphonium range. So rather than a high E flat or F in treble clef for the high note that I played previously, now we'll only go up to a B flat or a C in treble clef, which is much more reasonable for euphonium, and yet you get to practice those same lovely lines. I'd also recommend highly that you listen to a good example of this piece, and I will include one for this section anyway, after this video of my playing. I hope this is helpful for you. Happy practice. Now I'm going to share for you a live recording of that same section of music. This time it'll be played by Floyd Cooley, a great tuba player, a wonderful musician. I shared a recital with him in 1980. That was my first national recital down in Texas for well, now we call it ITEA. Back then it was a TUBA festival. And on his half of the recital, Floyd played this Strauss horn concerto. He played it an octave lower than my first example, but it was in the original key, just an octave down. But his musicianship shines through, and I think you'll find this example a good thing to emulate as you practice this yourself in whichever key you choose.